test of times, He never let you go, and He'll be there for you, and He'll be there for you. He'll never bring you down.
And I've been talking to dead air. Do you know that? I forgot to turn the microphone on. So I've been just giving you a story and nobody was listening. Never mind, I shall give you the story again in a few minutes' time. But for the moment, let me repeat, be very careful about your socializing. Stick to the media guidelines, not media guidelines, the social guidelines. I said earlier that I went out for the first time to a restaurant yesterday, and they were very careful about it. And I enjoyed the meal, and I didn't feel threatened in any way. And I thought actually that the layout of the restaurant was much better than I remembered it. So do be careful. Right, now, I have been telling you that when we get going, which will be probably in a couple of weeks' time, properly with our radio, because we are developing it, that my co-host on this will be Annie Verrill. And she's just popped onto the camera in her house and is come along just to say, I don't think you're doing the sort of job that you should, boss. And she's absolutely right. I'd forgotten to turn the microphone on. Morning, Annie. How are you?
Good morning.
Well, there you are, you see. And can
anyone hear you at all?
I don't know whether anybody heard me at all. No, yeah, they can now. Yes. Although we are building our audience. I think that it is last week it went from 5 to 6, which is very encouraging if you look at percentage terms. But we do get very good distribution with Rouser Radio, because we go out on Amazon, we go out on Spotify, we go out on iHeartRadio, so you can find us all over the place, including Spreaker. But we're going to expand that, and a couple of old radio pals have now expressed interest in joining us, and they will help perhaps with the radio side of things, and it'll become a much more listenable and a much more direct communications vehicle for you. What do you think of that, Annie?
More listenable with you. We'll see.
Oh, she says the nicest things, particularly early in the morning. But I'm going to let you into a secret. I can see her. You can't. Oh.
And that's good news to everyone else.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Hey.
Annie, by the way, is starring in our new documentary series. It was lovely. We were having a coffee yesterday to start a business meeting, and a lady came along and stopped and said, "Hello, I know the scarf, I know the hat. I so thoroughly enjoyed your first documentary called The Bloody Past of a Tiny Town." And so we had a little bit of praise, and we're just now beginning to shoot the second documentary, which Eddie's not so keen on it, but I've called Floods of Blood. The reason for that is, when the first documentary went onto the air, it had a very poor audience, and it was called The High Street. The people who had commissioned it just called it The High Street, and I said, give it the title that I gave, The Bloody Past of a Tiny Town. And the moment the word bloody was in it, woo, the audiences started to shoot up. And they're still shooting up. It's been commissioned for another 3 years because people, the audience is growing, not depleting. So we're very hopeful for the second series, and Annie is the star of it. Because I'm a little older than I was the last time, she beats me around the ears with all sorts of things during this filming, sometimes for real and sometimes for pretend.
Hey!
But
news.
We have some good fun making it, and that's the main thing. So there you are. So you're up and ready to take on the day.
Yes.
Right.
Isn't it marvellous?
Yeah. Well, it's going to be an interesting day. Our television project is being pushed forward, nudged forward. So we've got some key meetings today. But I hope that you'll join us. It's miradortelevision.com. And you can find bits of us on social media, but soon you'll be able to watch all of it on social media because it'll be streamed across most of the top social media sites. But it's experimental. We're tampering with the programs. We're only 3 or 4 months old, at least in its present format. We've been at it for about 3 years developing it, but I hope that you'll tap in. And when the new documentary is ready, apart from it going out on the Together channel, it'll also go out on Mirador and other parts of the country and of the world. So you're welcome to join. Well, you can see that I'm telling the truth, the way she bullies me and knocks me about in this program. I tell you, I'm limping. I have to use a stick now. Yeah. Okay. Let's be traditional this week, and let's listen to another of my favourites, Birdcage with Dandelion Charm. Dandelion Charm is, for some reason, whenever I get to know people, they're always delightful and esoteric people. The two sisters in Armenia, believe me, they're great fun. And when they sometimes send me videos of in rehearsal and so on, and they are real knockabouts. The other day, Star was just doing a jam session on gospel music in between rehearsals for her sister's program, and she was bloody good. I never knew that, and she was enjoying herself, and there were very, very seasoned musicians around who applauded when she finished. So, anyway, back to Dandelion Charm, husband and wife team, Claire and John. I've known the family for almost 25 years, possibly 30 years. And the parents are, oh boy, they are great fun. Clive and I have got into more scrapes because we've eaten cakes that we weren't supposed to, and done all sorts of naughty things when we think that nobody is watching. Mary, his wife, got a PhD at 70, and the 3 daughters, Claire is Dandelion Charm, along with husband John. Charlotte is an opera singer, and Fleur is not only a speech teacher, but she's also a storyteller. And there are a group of professional storytellers in the UK, and if you go and listen to their stories, it's quite fascinating. You can understand why it is a profession. They are very good at it. Anyway, that's that family, and I get into more scrapes with them. But I'll tell you one thing, Sunday lunch is something that you really got to experience, and I'm privileged to have done so. Right, this is Birdcage, and let's listen to them.
Intricate